Let's see. Hello, welcome everybody to the stream. My name is Ken. Can I get a bell for everyone who just joined? So yeah, we just got a bell. Um, yeah, guys, my name is Ken. I am the host of the Ikwan Astahab, or the Brethren of Gold. And today, we're going to be reading. Well, I'll give it some time to let people come in. But welcome everyone, once again. Welcome. Greetings, salutations. I don't know. Um, yeah. Hold up. Let me just. There we go. Dang, Walru. We're gonna strike a bell for Walru in the chat. Every time a new person speaks, in the chat, or every time someone speaks in the chat for the first time, they get a bell. So yeah. So you guys are very early. We're here to look at the early parts of the stream. Oh wow, yeah. Just give up. I see. Just give up. Oh my god, you're so funny. I see. You're so funny. You're so funny. Wow, that's hilarious. But yeah. You can stop now. Whoa, okay. So, welcome everybody to the stream. My name is Ken, and I am the host of the Ikwan Astahab, or the Brethren of Gold. And today, we are going to be reading a comprehensive commentary and guide on interacting and engaging in knowledge and conversation with one's HGA, or Holy Guardian Angel. The book that pertains to this as Liber 65, or Liber Corda Sinti Serpente. Um, in Liber 65, there is a comprehensive guide on the adept of the Golden Dawn, or adept of a Hermetic system, and the Holy Guardian Angel. So, within Liber 65, guys, there is a myriad of different downloads we can get from it. We're actually beating a little bit ahead because last week we already read chapter 1. So we're gonna actually read chapter 2 now. I mean, chapter 2 is 5 whole chapters. Ooh. Hold up. Whoa, look at this. That's awesome. I like that a lot. Ah, piece of history right here. But yeah, guys, we're going to start with chapter 2 of Liber 65. 'Tis only fair that we start back where we left off. So it's only fair that chapter 2 is air. Chapter 2 is air. Chapter 2 Air. Yes, indeed. Shout out to my air. Chapter 2 is centered around the element of air. The previous chapter describes the effects wrought by the knowledge and conversation of the holy guardian angel upon the outward appearance of things and the sensations caused thereby. It is a transmutation of the element of earth and the corresponding part of the soul in the flesh. We now turn to the element of air, the faculties called ruach, that is, the mind considered an instrument of intellectual apprehension, a mind proper to the analysis of impressions and their interpenetration in terms of conscious thought. The work of attaining to the knowledge and conversation of the holy guardian angel belongs in Tiferet, the center of the Ruach. The result of the success is to harmonize, concentrate, and glorify the medley of loose ideas which are suggested by the meaningless multiplicity of mental concepts. I passed into the mountain of lapis lazuli, even as a green hawk between the pillars of turquoise that is seated upon the throne of the east. Describes the passage of the divine consciousness, the hawk, colored by love green, into the world of starry space, lapis lazuli, by a balanced path from earth to heaven, the pillars of turquoise. The east is the quarter attributed to the air, and the hawk is there seated, stable, not to be distracted by whatever thoughts arise in the mind. So came I to Duant, the starry abode, and I heard voices crying aloud, be now open to the whole universe. The soul hears whatever is spoken. O you that sit upon the earth, so spoke a certain veiled one to me. You are not greater than your mother. You speck of dust infinitesimal. You are the Lord of glory and the unclean dog. A veiled one explains that no individual consciousness can be more than the sphere of which it is born and which constitutes its environment. It's equally supreme and vile, these qualities being illusions produced by artificial relations, which may be chosen at will. I actually wrote a note on this, actually. I wrote a note on this, guys, actually. You guys like the notebook? The notebook. It's a nice notebook, right? So, in this notebook, I have a note that I made of this. I had a note on this. Okay. I know, chicken scratch writing. Chicken scratch writing, I know. But paying homage and being humble. Your mind does not surpass your native sphere and environment. And that seems to be what this text is like insinuating in like a grand scheme of things, is that our consciousness and our like outer shell cannot go past the native place of it, basically. But yeah. Stooping down, dipping my wings, I came onto the darkly splendid abodes. There in that formless abyss was I made a partaker of mysteries of earth. The Godhead, in order to realize itself, must voluntarily submit to undergo the experience of imperfection. It must take the sacrament which unites it with the dark glamour of evil, the counterpart of that which exalts the sinner to Godhead. I suffered the deadly embrace of the snake and of the goat. I paid the infernal homage. Yeah, honestly, I don't know how like how accurate that idea is. Honestly, I kind of like raise eyebrows at it too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even just like agreeing with you for the sake of agreeing with you. I was waiting for you somebody to bring up a conversation like that. Yeah. Honestly, it's good to know the context of like these certain like stories to a certain extent. So the work of attain knowledge conversation. So in like the Kabbalistic doctrine, there's three levels of the soul. There's a nefek, the ruach, and the neshima. So nefek is the animal soul, the ruach is the middle soul, and the neshima is the divine soul. So this is said to be in contact with the ruach, with this the mediator soul. Oh, we get a bell for joining the chat. Welcome. We're studying Liber 65 or Liber Cordicenti Serpente, which is a breakdown of having knowledge and conversation with one's holy guardian angel. But well, you're onto something. I think you're onto something. Honestly, let me see. 65, 18. What's 65 subtracted by 18? It's probably 47. Wow. Interesting. Interesting. 65. 65 take away by 18 is 47. that's that's interesting. Sorry, I had to do math in my head for a little bit. But no, you more it's whenever I like come across like a stump like a like passage like this, I always think about how like I should read like what the like context of like said like passages. So I think to a certain degree what it's talking about in this context is it's not talking about like the infinite potential of the self, because the self is beyond its environment. It's talking about the neutrality of the ruach. So the ruach, the cool thing about the ruach is that it's not low like the nefek, but it's not high like the neshima. And that, in fact, like when it says like, oh, you are not greater than your mother, like that's the original statement of the verse right there, is you are not greater than your mother. This could be talking about the neshima and respond to the ruach, because the ruach still has to answer to the neshima, right? So there's the nefek. So if you guys don't know, there's three levels to the spirit in Kabbalah and in Islam too. They have the three levels of the nafs in Islam too. But there's three levels to the spirit. There's the nefek, which is the animal spirit, the ruach, which is the middle spirit, and then the neshima, which is the divine spirit. So these three basically govern the whole self. Yes, sir. But the neshima basically um this is pretty interesting. Hold up. Uh what's the next one after that? Water, right? Hmm. Yeah. Um let's see. It is equally supreme and vile, these qualities being illusions produced by artificial relations which may be chosen at will. Hmm. So it seems to me that the essence of the ruach is neutrality. It is neutral. It's like a neutral kind of like force, basically. And to a certain extent, like this kind of reminds me of Apophis a little bit, because the I don't know if you guys know the Trigrammaton, Iao. Iao. Iao is the Trigrammaton. It's the Greek spelling of the Tetragrammaton, which is Yod He Vav He. It's Iao. And this just like the Tetragrammaton, just like the four-letter Hebrew name, has been subject to so much mysticism, specifically the idea that E represents the goddess Isis, the A represents Apophis, and the O represents Osiris. So I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking here. Fire. Fire would be fire would be raw for sure. And who would be spirit? Huh. So we got I'm gonna write this down. Cause it is Isis that says that. So let's see. Bruh, why is all my pens not working? Oh my god. Nope, that's not a pen. Oh, I found a pen. There be the pen. Ugh. Okay, let's see. Uh, yeah. Isis equals Earth. APEP equals air. Osiris equals water. And Ra equals fire. Fine spirit. Okay. Oh, hello. Welcome to the stream. You get a bell for joining. Welcome to the stream, Mr. Deshana. We're just learning about some stuff related to the guardian angel, like your personal guardian angel, and yeah. Let's go. That's great. Good to hear. We're gonna continue to read the text, if you don't mind. Therein was this virtue, that the one become the all. The object of this act is to realize the possibilities of one's unity by representing its wholeness as an infinite number of particular cases, just as one might try to get the idea of meaning of poetry by studying all available poems. None of these can be more than one imperfect illustration of the abstract idea, yet only through these concrete images can one get any understanding of what it means. Moreover, I beheld the vision of a river. There was a little boat thereon, and in it, under purple sails, was a golden woman, an image of Asi wrought in its finest gold. Also the rivers was of blood, and the boat shining steel. That I loved her, I loosened my girdle, cast myself into the stream. The river is the stream of thought. The boat is the consciousness. The purple sails are the passions that direct its course, and the woman's on the pure ideal which one seeks to make the constant occupant and the guiding principle of one's conscious life. The woman, though of gold, is only a lifeless image. The rivers of blood, that is, the current of thought, must be identified with the object of one's life, not a mere medium for reflecting every casual impression. The boat is of steel, that is, of consciousness, must be able to resist the intrusion of undesired thoughts. Love this ideal, Loving this ideal, the aspirant frees himself from all kinds of things that bind him, shame, selfishness, etc., losing my girdle, and loses his ego and thought itself. Cast myself into the stream. Okay. I'm starting to get it now. I gathered myself into the little boat, and for many days and nights did I love her, burning beautiful incense before her. He identifies himself with pure consciousness, immune from, yet floating upon the course of thought, and devotes himself to this ideal with poetical and religious fervor. Yeah, I give her the flower of my youth. He consecrates his creative energy to the ideal. Yeah, but you see, the reason why I picked Ra as fire has to do with typically speaking. Here, let me see. I got something for you. Yeah, okay. So the reason why I picked Ra as fire is just a speculation. You could be right too, Waru. But the reason why I picked Ra as fire is because I picked Apophis as air, and Ra is opposed to Apophis, and and like basic, not necessarily just astrology, but in basic elemental theory, fire and air are opposite elements on the zodiac wheel. So, like for example, like Leo being opposite to Aquarius. Um, let's see, Aries being opposite to Libra, and then Sagittarius being opposite to Gemini. Those are the three that like really that stick out. So it's like Ra would be like the opposing force. Yeah, it could be. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. That'd be pretty interesting, honestly. But the reason why I picked the reason why I picked Isis, Apophis, and Osiris as the first three is because of the Trigrammaton. Iao, which is like the Tetragrammaton Yod He Vav He in Greek, which holds like immense like esoteric significance as being for Isis, Apophis, and Osiris. So I was just idealistically thinking like who could be like the fire that like archetypes the entire like play basically. Because when we talk about fire in like a kabbalistic sense, which this definitely dives it into, we're thinking about the realm of archetypes. We're thinking about archetypal, creative, passionate energy when we're thinking about fire. Yeah, but your answer is pretty interesting though. I like that. But she stirred not only by my kisses, I defiled her so that she turned to blackness before me. The process destroys the superficial beauty of this ideal. Its purity is corrupted by the contact of mortality. Yet I worshipped her and gave her the flowers of my youth. Despite the disappointment, the aspirant persists in love under will. He gives himself utterly up to truth, even now when this seems so dark and dreadful. Also, it came to pass that thereby she sickened and corrupted before me. Almost I cast myself into the stream. The ideal now breaks up into loathsome forms, no longer recognizable as the object of his love. He is tempted to abandon her and seeks a refuge from consciousness by drowning himself in those distracting thoughts which surround him. Wow, that's deep. Then at the end, appointed her body was whiter than milk of the stars, and her lips red as warm as the sunset, and her life of white heat like the heat of a midmost sun. But his despair suddenly vanishes. His ideal feels in its true form, a living woman instead of a dead image of gold. Her substance is now pure in starlight itself, her lips the instrument of her speech and caresses, and her body full of life and warmth of the sunset. They promise repose, love, and beauty. Hathor, goddess of the west, she is alive with the pure energy of the center of the system to which the aspirant belongs. Is the realization of the creative idea which has until now only been one part. Then rose she up from the abyss of the ages asleep, and her body embraced me. Altogether I melted into her beauty and was glad. The darkness of the past disappeared as the ideal possessions possessed the aspirant, and his ego dissolves in the ecstasy of union with her. He becomes the essence of all joy. The river also became the river of Amrit, and the little boat was the chariot of the flesh, and the sails thereof the blood of the heart that bears me. Now then do his thoughts themselves become immortal. His consciousness is understood to be the vehicle of his physical life instead of vice versa, and the unmanifest as the uninitiate supposes, his passions are no longer symptoms of discontent, but identical with the individual life itself. This is thus no conflict with nature. The will itself is the will is itself the self. O serpent woman of the stars, even I have fashioned you from a pale image of fine gold. My own conception of Nui is the result of the magical operations which I performed to give light to the ideal which I originally had in my heart, adored and resolved to realize. The whole passage describes the process of dealing with any given idea so as to bring it to perfection. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, I do remember you. Yeah, I do. Oh, but your channel? Oh, yeah, I should visit your channel. Yeah. Here though, I want to. I want to. There we go. When do you live stream? Maybe you should let me know when you live stream. Like, are you talking about like a Discord server? Or are you talking about like a live stream? Like, what do you mean, like visiting you? Yeah, when? When do you live stream? When do you live stream? Give me a time when you live stream and I'll be there. Yeah. Hmm. Also, the Holy One came onto me, and I behold the white swan floating in the blue. The swan is the ecstatic consciousness of the adept, its poised in infinite space, supported by air, the medium of thought. Between its wings I sat, and the aeons fled away. In ecstasy time does not count. Then the swan flew and dived and soared, and yet no whither we went. The ecstasy moves from one sublimity of joy to another, but there is no progress possible in perfection, therefore no aim to be attained by such movement. A little crazy boy that rode with me spoke unto the swan and said, "Who are you that floats and fly, dive, soar into the inane? Behold, these many aeons have passed. When came you? Whither will you go?" The boy is the human reason, which demands measurement as the first condition of intelligible consciousness. Aware of time, he cannot understand why all of his motions has not brought the swan near to some fixed point, or how the relation of the joint of origin to its present position is not ever present anxiety. He cannot conceive of motion without reference to fixed axes. And laughing, I chid him, saying, "No whence, no whither." I replied that apprehending the continuum, nuit, and such, no space marks exist. The swan being silent, he answered them. Then, if with no goal, why is this eternal journey? The swan is of course silent. Ecstasy transcends expression. Reason asks the motive of motion and the absence of all destination. This is awesome. Whoa. Yeah, I have an idea. It's okay. 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time? Is that Eastern Standard Time? That 9 a.m.? Because I'm on Eastern Standard Time. And I laid my head against the head of the swan and laughed, saying, is there not joy ineffable in this aimless winging? Is there not weariness and impatience for those who would attain to some goal? The adept, bringing this thought close to ecstasy, laughs both for pure joy and as amused by the incongruous absurdities of rational arguments from which he is now forever free. Expressing his idea thus: the free exercise of one's faculties is pure joy. If I felt the need of achieving some higher object thereby, it would imply the pain of desire, the strain of effort, and the fear of failure. 1 second, guys. All right. Yo, Tyrone. Oh, sorry. Tyrone, what's good? You get a bell in the chat for joining, eh? Tyrone in the building. What's good? A motherfucking regular. When I was gonna get some food upstairs, I was thinking like, yo, maybe he joins the stream while I go get food. And guess what happened? I shit you not. I was just thinking that to myself while I was getting some food upstairs. I was like, what if Tyrone joins the stream while I go get some food? And well, here he is. So, yay! And the swan was ever silent. Ah, but we floated in the infinite abyss. Joy, joy. White swan, bear you ever me up between your wings. Ecstasy remains undisturbed, but the dialogue has caused the adept to reflect more deeply in a state of bliss, so that the ecstasy becomes motionless, realizing in perfect relation to the infinity of the continuum. The adept demands that ecstasy shall be constant. Yes, sir! Yes, sir. 1K subs. Hopefully by October. That's the idea. Hopefully by October. That's the that's the plan. The plan is like by October. So I got like about a month. I would say like a month and some change until I reach my goal. Like I want to reach like probably like October probably like October 10th. I want to say I want to reach it. That's around the time I started uploading on this channel again. But yeah, anyways. O silence, O rapture, O end of things visible and invisible, this is all mine who am not. Silence ends the imperfection implied in speech, all words being evidence of duality, of a breach in perfection. Rapture, the end of the conflict between any two things. They are dissolved by love, and losing the sense of ego which causes the pain of feeling its separateness from the all, its imperfection, the release from strain is expressed as rapture. O end of all things, invisible and visible and invisible. This not only means that all things being imperfect are destroyed, but this is their true end, their perfection. Oh, what's that Greek word? Interesting. This is all mine who am not. The adept is now possessed of all things, being come to the state called not, which contains them all, and of which they are merely images. So long as he was a positive ego, he was one of them, and opposed to them, they were not his. To make them his, he must become the continuum in which all things exist, potentially as members of any series that may be selected to illustrate any desired properties of its nature. Okay, I'm gonna add that into the notes, guys. The face of the all is called the nun. Idea. The face possessing all is considered, I'm not gonna say it's gospel or anything, but it's considered none. The face possessing all is considered none. Interesting. Radiant God, let me fashion an image of gems and gold for you, that the people may cast it down and trample it to dust, that your glory may be seen of them. The adept is moved to manifest the Godhead which he has beheld by means of poetry. He foresees that the vulgar will be enraged, despise his books, and stamp them underfoot. But by this acting, the eyes will be opened for the glory of God. This may mean that my work may reawaken real religious fervor in those who have lost all faith and vision. The wrath against me will arouse them to realize that at the bottom of their hearts there is the instinct that they are spiritual beings. Yeah. Honestly, I relate to a lot of stuff in this book. This actually might be my favorite book I've read this year so far. Actually, a lot of this stuff's hitting for me. Yeah. Wow. Um. Where? 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 I'm gonna call this note where. Like Chris Smooth. Chris Smooth, I think. As if Femi Guerrero would be shouting at Chris Smooth. He sampled him in the song, but Yeah. Where the the spark of conflict is is it separate? The spark of conflict, is it separate from what was I trying to say? The spark of conflict, is it separate from, he was basically saying that people will, I guess recognition is something I could say, but I don't know, it's not really what I wanted to think about. Yeah. Um, is it separate from recognition? The spark of conflict, is it separate from recognition? That's interesting. I'm gonna definitely ruminate on that. That's interesting. Nor shall it be spoken in the markets that I am come, who should come, but your coming shall be the one word. My religious work will not result in being acknowledged as the Redeemer, but men will admit that the spirit of the sun god Horus has breathed upon them and infused their clay with life. Wow. That's very interesting. Wow, I relate to so much stuff in this book, honestly. It's interesting. You shall manifest yourself in the unmanifest, and the secret places men shall meet with you, and you shall overcome them. Horus will be recognized as the explanation of all those energies of a universe which we know must exist, although our senses cannot perceive them. Men shall perceive Horus when they explore the mysteries of nature, the unconscious man, or the structure of the atom. He shall compel them to admit that he is the ultimate principle underlying all manifestation against their old theories. The exact meaning of Horus in this passage must be drawn from Liber 220, chapter 3. I saw a pale, sad boy that lay upon the marble in the sunlight and wept. By his side was a forgotten lute, ah, but he wept. The boy is Ganymede, the eagle, the bird of Jupiter. Here he is the image of an adept. Okay, so Aquila. Okay, nice. Nice. Very interesting. He is pale, and having given his blood to his work, he is sad, and understanding the soul of the universe, his work has itself made unaware of this. He is lying down as weary and in doubt whether it is worthwhile to work. He is on the marble that is the hard bare facts of existence. Despite all polish hurts his flesh. He is in the sunlight, he sees only too clearly into nature. His angel shines upon him, but from inaccessible heights he weeps. He whose duty is to pour wine for these gods, can be shed forth salt water upon the bare ground. He has laid down and even forgotten his lute. He cannot make music, he has even lost the memory that he could do so of old. Then came an eagle from the abyss of glory and overshadowed him. So black was the shadow that he was no more visible. Huh. Interesting. Awesome. Good catch, Waru. The ego symbolizes the influence. Oh my god! Wow, that's crazy. The ego symbolizes the influence of the father of the gods, also the highest form of magical life and the lordship of air. The power is to rule the world of thoughts. This overshadows him to conceal his personality from sight. But I heard the lute diversely discoursing through the blue still air. Thus inspired, he resumes his music joyfully. The air itself becomes still, that is, no thoughts disturb him, and his blue being filled with the spirit of holiness, love, and purity. Interesting. Good download, Waru. Awesome. Ah, messenger of the beloved one, let your shadow be over me. The adept invokes the wand of his angels to silence all personal thoughts. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Alright. Yeah, sorry guys, I had to take care of my health. Um, it's been an intense week for me, guys. Been a very intense week for me, eh? So I'm getting some stuff in my system. But yeah, anyways, your name is death. It may be, or shame, or love. So you being bringest me tidings of the beloved one. I shall not ask your name. He will accept this in whatever form it may appear, whether death itself it may be necessary to end the annoyance of the ego, or disgrace to make it ashamed to assert itself, or love to destroy its ambitions. Where is now the master? Cried the little crazy boys. He is dead, he is shamed, he is wedded, and their mockery shall ring around the world. His rational prejudices will presumably ask, in such a case, what of your magical ambitions? You are not the master that you want to be. You are simply the slave of this angel of yours, whatever that may mean. Your personality is smothered, your ambitions crushed, your sole occupation to echo his remarks, of which you do not even approve. You have destroyed yourself. Okay, I see. So basically, it's talking about like voices of doubt, basically, of the rational mind. Thanks, Waru. I appreciate that. But the master shall have his reward. The laughter of the mocker shall be a ripple in the hair of the beloved one. The adept admits that his body and mind, left for their fate, have met with those disasters, but the intimacy with his angel, to attain which he deliberately dismissed all care of his personal affairs, justifies his conduct, and the reproach of his intellectual ideas are not realized as such. They are to him a stirring of the hair of the beloved one, and that is, they call his attention to one of his glories. Behold, the abyss of the great deep. Therein is a mighty dolphin, lashing his sides with the force of the waves. There is also a harper of gold playing infinite tunes. Then the dolphin delighted therein, and put off his body and became a bird. Became a bird. The harper also laid aside his harp, and played infinite tunes upon the panpipe. Then the bird desired exceedingly this bliss, and laying down its wings became a fan of the forest. The harper also laid down his panpipe, and with the human voice sang his infinite tunes. Then when the fan was enraptured and followed, the last harper was silent, and the fawn became Pan, in the midst of the primal force of eternity. You cannot charm the dolphin with silence, O my prophet. This passage is a parable of several applications. It describes the method of attaining concentration by the ladders, see Liber Aleph. It indicates how to deal with people who one wishes to initiate. It gives a method for passing one state of mind to another at will. The main idea is that all three matters is one, but must apply the appropriate remedy to whatever malady actually exists, not some ideally perfect medicine. The first matter must be brought up step by step to each stage of the process. It is useless to try to obtain the perfect tincture from it by making of the final project. It describes the whole course of initiation. The four meanings demand detailed explanation verse by verse. The first epic. Whoa. This is so interesting to me. I relate to so much in this text actually. Chapter 3. How much pages are in the commentary for this? Okay. Is this 6? 38, 56. Yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Just going through some stuff. That's all. It's like I got like 18 pages. I got like 20 pages I could read more. I could probably read like half of that if you guys want me to. But I could read like up to, I want to say, the end of chapter 2 is what I really want to read up the end of chapter 2. Start chapter, maybe get to the end of chapter 2 maybe. That might be nice to get to the end of chapter 2, and we can read a chapter for. Oh, thanks, Waru. Much appreciated. You get a bell for that. Yeah, fuck it, bro. I might just read a chapter per stream. Yeah, I might just read a chapter per stream, to be honest. Yeah, I might stretch this out for like 5 parts type shit. But yeah, I'll read a chapter per stream. How about that? Okay. Uh, the first application, the abyss is the mind, the dolphin, the uneasy consciousness. The harp player is the teacher whose praise of the path of the wise induces the profane to seek initiation. He is the guru who stills the mind by making it listen to harmonious sounds instead of torturing itself by thinking of its pains and its passions. These sounds are produced by mechanical means. They refer to practices like asana, like postures, etc. Freed from this grossness and violence, the consciousness aspires to lofty ideals. It is, however, unable to keep quiet and has little intelligence. It is trained by hearing the harmony of life, breath inspired the reed, instead of muscle agreeing metal, agitating metal. This refers to pranayama, but also apprehending. Oh, okay, pranayama. Okay, breath. Okay, so this. Oh, okay, so this is. Yo! Wow, this is like the to me this kind of sounds like the what's it called, the this sounds like to me like the blueprint to hatha yoga. So hatha yoga is all about asana and pranayama, and it's very funny how um the thing that they mentioned in this text is asana and pranayama, which is like asana's posture and pranayama is breathing. So it's like you keep a good posture and you keep a good breath going, basically. So that's interesting. Wow. I'm going to write that in my notes actually. That's actually very strange. Why is this text talking about the blueprint to hatha yoga? Because I do hatha yoga. That's pretty interesting. It's just so much in this text is like hitting me so hard, you know? Like so much in this text is like whoa, like I did not know I was gonna relate to like it's this much. Like Hatha yoga. Hatha yoga. What would you guys okay, so Hatha means like sun moon, right? And the whole purpose of Hatha yoga is to gain like a certain basis of balance, right? It's to gain like a certain degree of balance. So in my opinion, right, this could be wrong, but this is just kind of how I feel. But the sun is the posture and the moon is the breathing. Now you could see the reverse. I'm not like gonna hold you. You could see it in the reverse way. You could see the moon as the posture and the sun as the breathing. But this has been like my personal like leaning towards in this idea. Hatha yoga. Uh sun equals sun equals posture. Moon equals breathing. I'm not left-handed, I'm right-handed. I'm not yeah, I'm right-handed. I'm not I'm really more of like a right-hand path practitioner. I'm more of like a right-hand path practitioner, but all all paths have like every single practitioner has like their dabblings into the middle and left. If you're a right hand path practitioner, you have sorry, if you're a right hand path practitioner, you have your tendencies to dabble into middle and left hand path stuff. If you're a left hand path practitioner, you have your tendencies to dabble into middle and right hand path stuff. If you're a middle path practitioner, you have your tendencies to dabble into left or right hand path stuff. That's just kind of how it works, right? And I don't even like see too much. I don't really like to describe like the dichotomy of like spiritual practices with left and right hand path that much anymore. It's it's such a it's been to me recently. It's been a very choppy criteria for things. I'm not left-handed though, Tyrone. I am right-handed. I think it's because you're seeing it in reverse. This is so interesting. Interesting. These sounds are produced by mechanical music, like Austin said. The consciousness now acquires divine and human completeness. The fallen symbolizes from firm aspiration, creative power, and human intelligence. The wings of ideal longing are laid down. The thought accepts the fact of its true nature and aims only at possible perfections. It now hears the harmony of the universe as expressed in human voice that is as articulate and intelligible, so that every vibration, besides its power to delight the senses, appeals to the soul. This represents the stage of concentration when, being fixed in the meditation upon any subject, one penetrates the superficial aspect and attempts to reach its reality, the true meaning of his relationship with the observer. The final stage is reached. All possible positives are known to be errors from the negative. There is silence, then the fawn becomes the all. Gone is the limited forces of secondary ideas in which he once dwelt, and left in order to follow the word that enchanted him. He is now the world and the world of ideas, whose nature is simple and is not determined by such conditions as time. Where does it start off? What does it start with? Let's see. This is a nice parable, actually. So to put you guys up to speed, this is like parable in this text that basically they're doing like a huge expounding on. But I'll read the parable again if you guys haven't read it. But behold, the abyss of the great deep. Therein is a mighty dolphin lashing his sides with the forces of the waves. There is also a harper of gold playing infinite tunes. When the dolphin delighted therein and put off his body and became a bird, the harper also laid aside his harp and played infinite tunes upon the panpipe. Then the bird desired exceedingly this bliss, and laying down his wings became a fawn of the forest. The harper also laid down his panpipe, and with his human voice sang his infinite tunes. Then the fawn was enraptured, and followed far as the harper was silent, and the fawn became the pan in the midst of the primal forest of eternity. You cannot charm the dolphin with silence, O my prophet. Interesting. Practice elementary yoga until you're perfect. Do not try to attain nirvana till you know how. Do not try to attain nirvana till you know how. Okay. Men are ruled by pride and other passions. They are they are best reached by praise of beauty shown in the most glittering dress. When taught and aspire and clean up the baser appetites, teach them the seven sciences. Having instructed them until they are ready to complete and ready for the true initiation, tell them the truth. Once they are on the path, be silent, they will naturally come to the attainment. Yeah, it is still. It is a very fierce statement. I would have to agree. It's very interesting stuff, honestly. Interesting. Okay. When taught to aspire and clean up the baser appetites, teach them the seven sciences. Having instructed them until they're ready, complete, and ready for the true initiation, tell them the truth. Once they are on the path, be silent, and they will naturally come to attainment. Many are the virtues of silence, but whoso is vowed to help man must teach him the next step. The third application. The dolphin signifies any state of mind that is uneasy, ill content, unable to escape from its surroundings, careless by reflecting at the material beauty, just as Macbeth's character, Timon's misfortune, etc., gave Shakespeare his chance. Make your own trouble serve your throne of your own life as a sublime drama. Your thought will thus become lyrical, but this will not satisfy your need. You will feel the transitionary nature of such a thought. Transform it by looking at it as a necessary and important fact in the framework of the universe. The lyrical exaltation will now pass to a deeper realization of yourself and all that concerns you and the inhabitant of nature, containing in your own consciousness the elements of the divine and the bestyle, both equally necessary to the wholeness of the universe. Your original discomfort of mind will now appear as pleasant, since lacking that experience you will have been externally the poorer. Eternally the poorer. Okay. Interesting. Let me see. I'll read through that again. So, this seems to talk about more dichotomy between the Nefek and the Neshima, in my opinion. Like the animal soul and the divine soul, and then the spirit or the mind soul that's like basically in between the two, which is the Ruach, which is what this chapter is about the Ruach. So, yeah. Hello, Ivan. Welcome to the chat. You get a bell for joining the stream chat. Transform it by looking at a necessary and important fact in the framework of the universe. The lyrical exaltation will now pass to a deep realization of yourself and all that concerns you as an inhabitant of nature, containing in your own consciousness the elements of the divine and bestyle, both equally necessary. Okay, I read this already. Now interrupt that experience as particularly dealing of God with your soul. Discover an articulate explanation of it, compel it to furnish an intelligible message. Follow up this train of thought until you enter into raptures caused by the recognition of the fact that you and all else are ecstatic expressions of a sublime spiritual spasm, elements of an omniform Eucharist. Truth, no matter how splendid, will now lose all meaning for you. It belongs to a world where discrimination between subject and predicate is possible, which implies imperfection, and you are risen above it. You thus become Pan, the all no longer apart. You thrill with the joy of the lust of creation, become a virgin goddess for your sake. Also, you are insane, sanity being the state of which holds things in a proper proportion, while you have dissolved all in your own being, in ecstasy beyond all measure. Wow. Do not attempt to cure a fit of melancholy by lofty ideas. Such will be seen absurd, and you will only deepen your despair. Damn, that's cutthroat, bro. The fourth application: the dolphins is the profane realizing his evil state and delighting in the prospects offered by initiation. He renounces all and becomes a pure aspirant. He learns that the adept is not a perfection of what he feels to be the noblest part of him, but a microcosm. He completes the formation of himself in the image of the all. He gives a hidden understanding that last becomes the all. The profane cannot imagine what the masters mean when they work with those nearest to them. when the adept was wrapped away in bliss and beyond of bliss and exceeded the excess of excess. Also, his body shook and staggered with the burden of that bliss and the excess, and the ultimate nameless. They cried, "He is drunk, or he is mad, or he is in pain, or he is about to die," and he heard them not. The passage describes the adept's reaction to rapture. The main point is that all articulate descriptions is futile. Extravagant phrases attempt to record the event. The physical body, its nerves trying to react sympathetically to those experiences and being charged beyond their opportunity or their capacity is stricken. The observer, other or his own rational mind, misunderstands what is happening. O my Lord, my beloved, how shall I indite songs, even when the memory of the shadow of thy glory is a thing beyond all music speech of our silence? Behold, I am a man, even as a little child might not endure thee, and lo, I was alone in a great park, and by a certain hillock was a string of deep enameled grass wherein green clad ones must be beautiful played. Okay, two more pages. Bet. In their play I came onto a land of fairy sleep. All my thoughts were clad in green, and most beautiful were they. All night they danced and sang, but you are the morning, O my darling, my serpent that twines you about this heart. I am the heart, and you the serpent. When you coil closer about me, so that no lighter nor bliss may penetrate. Playing thus, I reached a state of poetic ecstasy, fairy sleep. Here I was a puppy. Here I was happy. But all this took place during the night. My higher poetic rapture is in the darkness to the light of knowledge and conversation with the holy guardian angel. I am the feminine sense that accepts the embraces of both male is both both the male holy guardian angel. I demand closer contact, even the light and the bliss of the rapture that distract me from the union of them. Crush out the blood of me, and it is a grape upon the tongues of a white storic girl that languishes with her lover in the moonlight. Then let the end awake. Long has you slept, O great God Terminus. Long ages have you waited at the end of the city and rows thereof. Awake, you wait no more. Nay, Lord, but I have come to you. It is I that wait at last. But the prophet cried against the mountain, "Come thou hither, that I may speak with you." Uh, I'm a little, I'm a little, if that makes sense. Like, yo, I had a hell of a day, bro. I had a hell of a day. Hell of a week, actually. I got one page left, so I'm just kind of like blazing through it, you know. But yeah, I'm kind of like trying to get through it, and then I'm gonna head to bed. But yeah, I don't know. I thought I was up for a stream. I thought I was up for a stream, but I guess not. Eh? It's whatever though. It's whatever. It's just it's just like good. It's just like good therapy. I think for me to like do these streams, even if I don't like have like the physical capacity to do them at times, because um just being on the streams like helps me like. Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate that. Bell. Awesome. Yeah. I'm almost done, guys. I'm almost done. We got this. 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 Cause that feels weird. Artorias? Oh my god, dude, it's the guy from Dark Souls. Yeah, I just want to get like my notes out. I really just want to like after the stream I just want to like work on my book and chill. But I gotta be in like stream mode right now, so it's like stream mode. Over 10,000 power level. Kame, Hame, ha. Yeah. All right. Let's see. See, still burst of energy, still striving, even when I don't know, just dealing with shit right now. But oh yeah 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 yeah. True, true yeah. But I have called unto you, I have journeyed unto you, and it unveiled me not. I waited patiently, and you was with me from the beginning. His presence must leave me no light of his own. The end means the true self, terminus in the phallic stone, which lies beyond the mind and its thoughts. By this union with the angel, I hope to come to the true self, the fixed, eternal, creative individual. Last page, folks. Last page. Having attained the knowledge and conversation of the holy guardian angel, the adept becomes receptive, feminine, patient, surrendering to his will wholly to that of his angel. It is equally vain to summon that one wants or to go seek it. To do so is to assert his absence, and the truth is that it's with one of time, one will but kill but runs out one's restlessness. This now I know, O my beloved, and we are stretched at our ease among the vines. But these your prophets, they must cry aloud and scourge themselves. They must cross trackless wastes and unfathomed oceans. To await you is the end, not the beginning. Let the darkness cover up the writing. Let the scribe depart among his ways. But you and I are stretched at our ease among the vines. What is he? Realizing his effort is at an end. Only has one has only to enjoy, as things are. Okay. Though one is so constituted and unable to find the rest and simplicity, one must go to the mill in order to learn how to wait. The consciousness of the scribe hitherto required that he might record the sayings of the part of his being which we call the adept, and of his angel is now released to attend his normal affairs. The adept and his angel remain roasting in rapture. They do not cease to exist when the scribe no longer perceives them. On the contrary, he seems rather unreal to them. Alright, last verse, guys. O you beloved one, is there not an end? Nay, but there is an end. Awake, arise, glide, gird up to your limbs, O you runner, bear the word unto the mighty cities, yea, unto the mighty cities. Union with his angel is not the sole goal of the adept. There is an end, a purpose proper to his individuality. The angel therefore bids him withdraw from the trance of union. He is to assume the form of Hermes and deliver the word entrusted to him in the mighty cities. This may mean to go to the greatest minds of the world. There is a means. Okay, honestly, I'm gonna say my piece on what I thought about this chapter, and I'm gonna cut. But there's a lot of stuff like when I think about like my experiences with my holy guardian angel, and when I think about like my experiences with like angelic like practices and different things. This is like very well. What's my favorite esoteric book? The Picatrix, or the Guide al Hakim. That one's really good. And funny enough, guys, in terms of the Guide al Hakim or the Picatrix, um, if I ever reach like 10K in the future, oh really? You're studying the Picatrix right now? Yeah. That one's a doozy to deal with. That one's like a real doozy, the Picatrix. Um, Thabit ibn Qura's De Imaginibus or the On Images is good too. Yeah, 10K on the way. Don't worry. Yeah, but if I reach like 10K on this channel or some absurd amount, I was gonna do like a 24-hour stream where I read the Picatrix. Like the Picatrix is like one of those books that like really like will teach you a lot of stuff. Honestly, I still have some notes left on it, but I need to do like a full in depth like tackling of the Picatrix one day, but. Yeah, we would probably, if we were to ever do, think about this, guys. If we were to ever do like a 24-hour stream, like I'm saying that I barely could have handled like I barely handled 2 hours today, but um, if we ever did a 24-hour stream, I would definitely try to read the Picatrix. That would be like super fun. Like that would be super fun. But yeah, um yeah, just some stuff I learned from reading this particular passage is that um well I would be locked in on a 24. That's what I'm saying, bro. I would be like super locked in on a 24-hour stream. Yeah, low key I do. Low key I do still. Yeah, if we did a 24-hour stream, that would be awesome. Where we just read the Picatrix, or we just read like something like excruciatingly long, and stuff like that. We that would be fun. The Picatrix would be the, that would truly be the wisest. You know what's funny? The Arabic name of the Picatrix is the Gayat al Hakim, or like how long have I been studying esoteric studies? 5 years now. I started when I was 17. I'm 22 now. But 5 years I've been studying it. One of those years I took a break from it to deal with mental health stuff. So about 5 or 4 years. But I've known about it. I've been into it for like 5 years. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, yeah, that would be nice. Still, honestly, yo, that's awesome. It's so interesting. I would say I'm quite serious about it. I would say I'm quite serious about it. Uh, Waru, I swear to God, stop, stop, Waru, I swear to God. What's my what's my goal with it? Um, well, let's just say the reason why we're studying this specifically is because I have I have personally engaged in some knowledge and conversation with my holy guardian angel, and my goal with it so far, at least so far, is to have an abyssal experience, to have an experience in the abyss. Basically, like, I'm trying to like have a contact with an abyssal guardian or like an abyssal being, maybe Corazon, because the number, like, Corazon's number is 333, and like the number 3 is like very integral to my path and stuff like that. So it's like, it's not only that, but Corazon is just um like you just interest me a lot. Like, we're gonna read about Corazon actually soon or later, and what's it called, sooner or later we're gonna read about Corazon as well. So yeah, be aware of that, guys. We're gonna be learning about Corazon pretty soon of the stream. But that guy is loopy. Yeah, it would. No, that's Corazon, not Corazon. Yo, Tyrone kills me, bro. That's Corazon. Corazon and Corazon are different. So Corazon means heart in Spanish. Corazon is the guardian of the abyss, and yo, my man's a roasted corn. Yo, I pray for you, Tyrone. I pray for you. No, that's crazy, bro. Here, I actually have a Corazon sigil on my textbook. It looks like the nuclear symbol. Look, see? Looks like the nuclear symbol. But anyways, Mr. Mo JD, um, uh, there would be more goals after that, after the abyssal journey that I take. But yeah, look, I got this Corazon sigil right here. Yeah, funny enough, I know someone who summoned Corazon actually, and should I just call it by his other name, Coranzon? Yo, um, yeah. So I know somebody who. Yeah, it would be a waste. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Like, the abyss to me. No, here's the thing though. Like, everything in this book right here. Oh, hi, I see you get a bell for joining. Everything in this book here pertains to being an adept, right? It pertains to adepthood. So like the holy guardian angel and like the abyss and all these different like crazy feats that people think are like light years ahead of the average practitioner. In many mainstream schools and in many like heavily like systemic like approaches to mysticism and spirituality, these are adept feats. These are like adepthood feats. So when I graduate not high school, I'm graduate high school for 5 years now. When I graduate college, uh, when I graduate college, I'm going to basically, take a trip to the abyss. I'm gonna try to. I don't want to get into detail what I'm gonna do because that is like a big no-no in any type of like, like specific practice, but let's just say I'm gonna make a way for me to travel to the abyss, and the goal is to basically yeah, you shouldn't. You really shouldn't. Yeah, you really shouldn't. You really shouldn't. You really should not, because Okay, sure. But the stuff about like the Holy Guardian Angel is like it's just my favorite part about this. Yo, this man came up with an even more official sounding name. Yo. Yo, this man came back with an even more official. Yo, there actually is like like Islamic like esotericists here. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's awesome, honestly. Oh man. Okay, yeah, true, yeah, yeah, yeah. People like to make like different like algorithms, like tailor make different algorithms for their accounts and stuff like that. Interesting. Okay. Nah, bro. Like this is like really interesting. I think my favorite part of like, what I read about this chapter, guys, was I learned about how basically the whole reason why I would even establish a ministry to like express like my like perspective is so that the like even in conflict, even in like the conflict that people feel against like the representation or against like the message, the conflict itself or the conflict people feel, even that instills a sense of spiritual awareness because it's like if because like all the spirit can is intrinsically like linked to like commitment and willpower and stuff like that. So when somebody in their willpower like sees that, oh damn, like I have this idea, and they try to censor you. Funny enough, like this book seems to like propose that even the people who try to like silence you, you're still like affecting them in some way, shape, or form with what you're saying because they're still acting upon their spirit in some way, shape, or form. Which I think that's like a really interesting take. It could definitely work, but in practice, I would wonder how it's practical. But um, yeah, this particular chapter I think has like kept me like satiated for the next week or so. I might stream next Saturday instead of like Fridays. Fridays I feel like I don't know if I can like helpfully afford Friday streams, but Saturdays I can definitely do. Saturdays I can like 100% pull off. Yeah, but that will cost you a lot of money though. Cost you a lot of money to print out a bunch of books. You spend it. Make it rain. Wow. I feel the same way in particular to like what I do with my field of spirituality. Interesting. Because the internet is weird. This is a fun stream, guys. I had a fun stream. Honestly. This is a fun stream. What do you guys rate to? I'm first and foremost, guys, I really want to say I'm sorry for like not pulling up with the not coming as correct as I wanted to. I kind of dozed off a little bit while I was while I was um while I was streaming this today. But I still powered through it. We still did it. So yeah. Yeah. Aw, thanks, Tyrone. Bell. The song already was turned, but here's a bell. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Speaking of tarot, give me a second. Speaking of tarot, there is like here, give me a second. Whoa, no, no. Okay, here. Okay, there. Hold up. Let me just turn off the thing. Okay, there we go. Tarot. The thing with tarot is that there's like with tarot and astrology, there is like, in my opinion, there is two aspects to it. There's a lower shadow aspect to it, and there's a higher like archetypal ceremonial purpose for it. So here what I have, I'm gonna show you guys this thing right here. But this is the tarot tableau. It's typically like initiated by the BOTA, which is Paul Foster Cases Order. But this has like symbolic. This basically maps out like the whole path working system. Now the tarot has like its symbolisms and has like its things, but I don't do like I used to do tarot readings, but I don't do them anymore because I find that if you gain all the information but don't practically apply it, then there is no use of it, you know. So another thing is that I don't know, I feel like I was gaining when I was reading with them, I felt like I was gaining all this insight, but I feel like I wasn't using it for its max potential. With these, with what I'm using it now for, there is like my main interest is like sigils. Like I use sigils a lot, right? Like sigils is kind of like my main point of focus. And well, basically like the cards serve as sigils, right? They're sigil workings. So if you align them in a certain formation, if you align them in certain patterns, if you align them in certain uh uh permutations, they can be used to open certain gates up. So we could get into this like in a more detailed stream or in a more detailed video if you guys want, but uh basically like I would love to like give a video on Neo Hermetic's thoughts on the tarot, because the thing is that I don't really use it for divination purposes. I don't use it for like fortune telling or like, oh, this is how my love life is gonna be, or this is how my career is gonna be, or this is how like XYZ social economic position in life is gonna be and stuff like that. Like that's such a baseline, and that's like a, in my opinion, it's like a shadow aspect of using him. And same thing with astrology too. Like astrology has the same implications behind it. There's a ceremonial magical purpose behind astrology, but then there's a fortune telling like lower like shadow aspect purpose of astrology that in my opinion can work, but if it works, at what cost, right? What the cost being that you don't you lose the experience, right? Cause okay, so let's just give you guys the benefit of a doubt, right? Let's just say that whatever reading you got from your, I don't know, your horoscope or your tarot reader comes true, right? You lost the experience to actually experience. You lost the actual experience to experience the situation for yourself. You have to get it spoiled for you, basically. Like the thing you lose, like from gate from like people may say that from doing astrology and tarot they gain like karmic insight and social economic like views and like interests and stuff like that, and like perspective. But in my opinion, the best way to obtain that is through experience, you know. So like, yeah, so I definitely, definitely, guys, watch out for the next video of being a neo hermetic spot on tarot and astrology, because that runs a few things by my head. That runs a few things by my head, 100%. But yeah, that's very interesting. Like the tarot and astrology. When I say infernal contract, what does this thing tell you or call upon within you? Infernal contract sounds like some sort of clipothic practice. I'm not gonna lie. Infernal contract sounds like a practice that pertains to the clipoth, or like the tree of death, or like the shells of the tree, or the shadow of the tree, basically. The shadow of the tree of life. So an infernal contract to me sounds like you're starting to pathwork up the tree of death. And this could be somebody, this could be made with sephrons, this could be made with a bunch of a myriad of different entities that rule over the tree of death. But yeah, an infernal contract to me sounds like you're starting to pathwork up the tree of death, is what it sounds like. Or the left, or with some people view it in the grand scheme of things, the left pillar of the tree, basically, which would be Binah, which is a Saturn. Yeah, the clip off. Yeah, interesting. Hey, Artorius, are you in my Discord server? You should join my Discord server, bro. Oh, the cube of Saturn. Oh, here. Actually, yeah. Waru, look at the channel icon. That basically is the cube of Saturn. It's basically, look at the channel icon right now, Waru. If you look at the channel icon right now, that basically is the cube. Oh, word. Yeah, look, if you look at the channel icon, Waru, this is the cube of Saturn. It represents all 9 of the Navagrahas. The Navagrahas are here. I can send it. I can show it to you guys. Here. Navagrahas. Let's see. I think I have it. I should have it. It's deep in my gallery. I ain't go cap to you. It is deep in my gallery. Shit is like crazy deep in my gallery. There it is. Here it is. I promise. Okay, there we go. Ah! Okay. Rahu, Mars, Moon, Jupiter, Mercury, Ketu, Sun. No. Saturn, Sun, and Venus. These 4 basically make up the like the. I wish it fit within the whole frame. Oh my god. I wish it fit within the whole frame, but um, basically all the numbers on the Saturn square holds significance to one of the planets. So the Saturn square actually holds the most power, actually, believe it or not, because of the thing. Yeah, I am going to actually, Walro, I am going to break it down one day, hopefully. But likewise, though, that's my time, guys. I am so proud to say that the stream went by quite well. I want to say went by quite decent. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Ken. I am the host of the Ikwanas Tahab, or the Brethren of Gold. You are now witnessing me pacing back and forth from across my basement. Is it making you dizzy? Woo, woo, woo. But yeah, anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for. Oh my god, I almost dropped my phone. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love to all the people in the chat. Love to all my friends. Love to all my homies. You know, love to all my brothers and sisters and anything in between the spectrum for for uh for uh for tuning in. So without further ado, guys, I am out of here. I'm gonna go get my beauty sleep.